Hey guys, we are back with some more Wolfsburg Wolves franchise mode, and in this one we are going to continue on with the rest of the regular season. And unfortunately, I don't think there's any moves that we can really make here, because we're not in the position to be trading our veterans at the moment, since this is the first time that we are really contending for a playoff spot. And we're also not in the position to be trading any of our young guys or any of our draft picks, since it's only year number 3. So I think we just go ahead with this roster and play out the year. And hopefully, we end up in the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. Not even going to stop at the trade deadline. We're just going to go the full rest of the regular season. And actually, before I continue here, one thing that I keep forgetting about, like one feature that I keep forgetting about in the settings, is that you can actually make it so that you only get reminded of injuries once they're fully healed. So that's been a huge problem for me, because I often forget about injuries if I don't replace them right away. So that will definitely help that problem. So we're going to go ahead here with the rest of the regular season, and hopefully we get something good out of it. But you know what? We will go 1 month at a time here, just so that we don't get ahead of ourselves if we have to make line changes towards the end of the year, specifically late March, early April. So there's a win against Tampa Bay. Shootout loss to the New York Islanders, so 3 out of 4 points. Not bad so far. Philadelphia, they're pretty good. We get an overtime loss against them, so another point. Okay, Mikko Koivu is back and available. Okay, so I'm assuming that since we turned on the injury thing, that means he is back to 100%. No, he is not, so that's interesting. I'm gonna have to check the settings once again. And a 4-3 overtime win against San Jose, so that's good, but still gotta check that injury thing. I'm not sure if I only set it for minor injuries, or if that was just because Koivu got injured before I turned that setting on. But I'm going to take a look here, see what we can do about that. Oh, okay, I see. I set it to minors. Okay, fully healed for the NHL now as well. So there we go. I didn't realize there was 2 settings for that. So now that should be the case, that we should only get notified of players coming back when they're 100% ready to go back in the lineup. But hopefully Koivu does not get re-injured here. That would be unfortunate. So, game against Arizona. We're currently 26. There you go. I mean, he's back already in the lineup, so it doesn't matter at this point. 26, 15, and 12. And after this game against Arizona, we will have a 6-0 loss. That is unfortunate. You don't like to see that. That's the first game all month, though, however. It is notable that we did not get a point at all. And then, of course, there's another one of those against Edmonton, 5-2 loss. Our second, or Boston's second rather, for Eric Howla. No thank you. Cannot be taking any veterans for draft picks at the moment. Game against the Rangers, 4-1 loss. Yikes, we're really getting on a slide here with the past few games. But there's a solid win against Detroit, and a very bad loss against the Vancouver Canucks, 6-3. So besides that game against Detroit, this last stretch has not been kind to us. Yeah, 2-1 loss. Minnesota, 5-1 win. Okay. All right, we're getting somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised at the trade deadline if we're still in like a wild card position, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we're either just outside of it, or if we are inside of it, then there's going to be teams that are right behind us. So, oh jeez, Maddox Homer with a strained hamstring until March 5th. This kid cannot catch a break this season with the injuries. My goodness. Okay, so Tatar, I guess, go up there, and Connolly. Yeah, and then we will put Quinn back in. I guess on wing this time. And we'll leave Wilson on the left. So, nope, not having Quinn on the power play. So Panarin, Point, Sheary, Kuleshov, Myers, Tatar, Stasny, Brodin, Hamilton. Actually, Koivu is back, so we'll put him on there. Yep, get in there, and we will put... Do I want him on the wing? I'll switch him with Tatar. So Tatar's on the right wing, and then Koivu's on his passing wing. I'm gonna put Tatar here with Stasny. And then we will go, let's see if there's any other lines. Yeah, Quinn is on the penalty kill. Don't want that either. So Stasny, Aho, Tatar. Was Bonker good on the penalty kill? I mean, I know he was on there to start the season, but I'm not sure how his turnovers have been since then. Not too good. He hasn't been hitting that much either, so I would rather not put Bonker there. I don't think Connolly will be here. Yeah, no, 24 hits. So not either of those two. Centers, Koivu, I believe. Is Koivu already on the penalty kill? Did I take him off before? Yeah, I did. So, yeah, Koivu and then Stasny. And then Aho and Tatar. But do I want to spread out Stasny and Koivu, the two face-off men? But then again, Aho is a natural center, but he's struggling so much in the face-off. So yeah, you know what? I'm going to separate Stasny and Koivu. So it'll be Stasny and Aho, and then Koivu and Tatar. And here's Stasny in point. I'll get Koivu back in. And that should be okay, but... Yeah, we'll just deal with this for right now. Again, another unfortunate injury for Maddox Homer for about a week or so. There's 2 wins right there. Solid 2 wins. 4-3 shootout win against Anaheim, and then a 5-3 win against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Day before the trade deadline, we are 30, 20, and 12. So where do we currently sit? We are occupying a second wildcard spot, so pretty much exactly where I thought we would be. Occupying a second wildcard spot with St. Louis right behind us. And then nobody in the Pacific is going to be contending for that wildcard, I don't think, unless Edmonton or Arizona or Vancouver or Vegas or even San Jose go on a roll. I mean, it's certainly possible, but I don't see it happening with how far ahead we are. So we're really competing here with Chicago, Colorado, St. Louis, and Winnipeg. So we gotta make sure those 4 teams are very key games. So we gotta keep an eye out here for games against those teams. So we actually have a game against St. Louis coming up here on the trade deadline. And we also have to keep an eye out for Winnipeg, Chicago, and Colorado. So let's see how many games against those teams we have left. We should have a lot since they're all in the Central. So, Nashville, I don't think they were a team we were competing with. Winnipeg, yeah, Winnipeg, there's 1. So, 1 against St. Louis, 1 against Winnipeg. And then, is that the same game? Yeah, that's the same game. Then Colorado, so there's 3 key games right there. And then Chicago, yeah, Chicago, I believe, was a team we were competing with. 4 key games. And then that's it. So we have 4 key games left on the schedule. I expect us to win all of them. Alright, so game against St. Louis. We're not making any trades. We're just going ahead with this roster. As I said earlier in this episode, I don't feel comfortable trading anybody right now. So there's a solid 6-5 shootout win. Unfortunately, that means that's a point for the St. Louis Blues. But so we gain more ground on them than they gained on us, obviously, since they only got 1 point. We got 2. So, Quinn, get out of there. We're going to get Maddox Homer back in. He is back from injury. Put him on the second line, and we'll redo all this here. Koivu actually was on the point, so I'm going to get Tatar over here, and then take Myers off, get Homer on. And the same thing here, put Homer in place of Tatar, and then penalty kill, I believe he was here as well. Aho. Do I want to take Aho off? He's -5 right now. How's his turnovers looking? Pretty good, but, well, he's got 84 hits as well. How's Tatar doing with the hits and turnovers and all that? He's good. I'll leave him on. Koivu. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Right, Koivu had a massive amount of turnovers, so I will take Koivu off in place of Homer. And I'll put Homer up here with Stasny and then Aho and Tatar, though Aho has been struggling on the face-off, so I wonder if Homer would be good at the face-offs. He's been better than Aho, so I'll put him with Tatar and then Aho with Stasny. Yeah, and then I'll take Koivu off of here, and I'll actually get point back on. Yeah, there you go. So, I'll actually put, as well, Homer on here with Koivu instead of Wilson. So that's good there. Extra attackers, Point and Koivu. And then on the shootout, Bonker. No, I want Homer. There we go. Alright, so that should be good. Hopefully no more big injuries here. Getting up to the game against Winnipeg. Were we competing with them? I think so. We were competing with the majority of the Central Division. Yeah, we're definitely competing with them. So big game here against Winnipeg. Get the 2 points, boys. Come on. Big game, big game, big game. Charlie Lindgren is back. That is the Miners' best lines. Shootout loss. At least we got a point. But again, that's a team we're competing with. So really don't like to see that there. Would have preferred the 2 points. Game against Colorado. Another big one here. So hopefully we can get a win there. A 3-0 loss against the Carolina Hurricanes. 4-1 loss against the Buffalo Sabres. Not looking good. And a 5-0 loss against the Colorado Avalanche. That is not a good game to lose. So we'll go up to the game against Chicago. Because that's the last, I would say, important game. Really important game of this season. But of course, as we've been dropping the past couple of games, we have dropped out of a playoff spot. Currently sitting at 76 points. Winnipeg and Chicago are 80 and 81 respectively. So, we're going to have to change something up here. I'm going to put Stastny with Homer. Because Homer has 21 goals. Stastny is more of the playmaker, I would say, than Koivu. Koivu has 20 assists. Stastny has 16. Well, I mean, Koivu does have more assists. But Stastny is more of the pure playmaker, I suppose. It's Koivu's the two-way forward, and then Stastny is a playmaker player type. I'm just going based purely off that. So we're going to try that. Hope it works out. If not, then we obviously have some more building to do in the offseason. But it was also a nice stretch, to hope for the playoffs, not going into the season with the mindset that we're going to be terrible. This is actually the team that, for the first time in franchise history, has a chance at making the playoffs. So 7-1 win against Toronto, 5-4 overtime win against Pittsburgh, but then 2 losses to cancel that out with a 4-2 loss against Dallas and a 7-5 loss against the Golden Knights. 3-2 loss against LA, 4-2 loss against Calgary. Yeah, it's over. There's no way. We're coming back after that. Those 4 losses right there killed us. Colin Wilson is back. When did he ever get injured? Yeah, I don't remember. I was going to say, I don't remember ever taking him out of the lineup. Must have been a minor injury. So, overtime win there. 2-1 loss. Season's done. Yep. It's over. No chance. Yep. So, clearly still a lot of work to do with this team. But I will say a major improvement, obviously, over the past couple of years. So, we end the season with 87 points. We do not make the playoffs. We were 6 points off, so we were quite a ways away. But again, in terms of the trades that we could have made to improve our team, I was not comfortable with trading away any of our veterans, because why would you do that when you're trying to build a cup contender? And then I didn't feel comfortable either with trading away any of our rookies, young guys, or draft picks. So you basically have no assets there. So I'm happy with my decision to stick to our guns and just see if we can make it with this team. We obviously didn't. There will be improvements in the offseason, obviously. And that'll be about it for this one, for year number 3. So we will check the player stats, the team stats, see what needs to be improved over the offseason, and then we'll call it an episode. So Artemi Panarin with 72 points, Braden Point with 61, Shearer with 48, Tatar with 41. So I think we already see the problem here, lack of depth scoring. Panarin has 72, and then Point with 61. Then it drops off to Shearer with 48, Tatar 41, Koivu 40, Homer with 39. He had a good sophomore season. He actually didn't have as many points as he did last year. He had more assists last year. He had more goals this year. But it is worth noting that he did have a much better plus-minus, obviously. So that's good. Didn't take it as many shots this year. So might want to think about getting Maddox Homer a playmaker. But at the same time, Homer could have a growth year over the offseason, and he could end up being a first-line forward next year, which would put him on the line with Artemi Panarin and Braden Point. So that is something to keep in mind. So Homer hopefully grows into that first-line forward next year. Dougie Hamilton with 38 points, Stastny with 36, Kuleshov with 35. I believe that is a career high, as yes, it last year had 28. This year has 35. 17 goals as well. So more of a goal scorer this year was Alexander Kuleshov. Minus 15 on the year. 215 shots. So he took a lot of shots for a defenseman. That's a very good trait to have. Because, he either gets rebounds and deflections toward the net, or he just gets the straight up goal. So that's always good to know. He stayed consistent, at least with his turnovers, 45 to 30, not too bad. Had a few more hits this year than he did last year, so starting to get more comfortable in the NHL is Alexander Kuleshov for sure. But he still does have some work to do, obviously, so gonna just help him develop over the next few years. Mikhail Bakker, 33 points. Myers, 29 points, but minus 13, so that pairing of Kuleshov and Myers was a little rough. I don't know whether to attribute that to that pairing specifically, or whether they just weren't on for enough goals for, like if they were on with the second or third line the majority of the time, right? Because the majority of the scoring, let's be honest, came from the first line with Point, Panarin, and Sheary. And then the second line, I believe, was, Koivu, Homer, and Bakker, who's all the way down here. So the second line definitely did not do as much scoring as they should have. So you can kind of attribute that to Kuleshov and Myers having that low of a minus, being that they're both on the second D pairing, and they were probably paired with that second line pretty often. And then Jorg Aho, minus 10, 26 points on the season. So pretty good rookie season for Jorg Aho. The turnovers definitely took a hit there toward the end of the year. I remember he had more takeaways than giveaways at like the trade deadline whenever we checked last. And unfortunately, he has given away the puck a lot more at the season's end. So being on the penalty kill probably didn't help that, I'll be honest. But being a rookie, that's a good experience for him. So he'll probably grow much more for next year. Jonas Brodin, 23 points. Wilson, 20. Pajot, 18. Connolly, 15. Heed, 13. Quinn, 13 and 39. Hutton was 6. Anglin didn't play. And then face-offs, let's see this. Koivu was actually very good, 56.2. Pajot was very good, 55. Stasny was good, 52.6. And Point was good, 50% flat. So all of our actual centers, first line center, second line center, third line center, fourth line center, they did great on faceoffs. The issue was Jorg Aho being on the penalty kill, taking faceoffs the majority of the year, 42.9%. And then obviously we need to get a better backup center instead of Quinn, who only had a 41.4% on faceoffs in the games that he played. So definitely still a lot of improvement needs to be made, obviously. But a lot of strides were made this year as well. So Brodin with 173 hits. Myers with 152. Tatar with 151. Koivu with 122. Aho with 103. Homer with 95. Hutton with 89. And then, that drops off pretty significantly. So another weakness of ours, definitely got to be physicality. And then as we take a look at giveaways and takeaways ratios, so Panarin, very good. Point, very good. Tatar, very good. Sheary could be better. Stasny, very good. Aho could have been much better, but it is his rookie season, and he was on the penalty kill. Bakker, very unusual for Mikhail Bakker with that ratio. He's normally, like around here with 72 and 42. He had a very off year this year for Mikhail Bakker. And then Koivu, off year for him as well. Brodin, that's pretty good for him. Homer could have been better. Myers could have been better. Hutton could have, actually that's pretty solid for a defenseman. And then Pajot, good. Hamilton could have been better as well. Wilson, good. Kuleshov, good. Connolly could have been much better. Heed could have been much better. Quinn could have been much better. We definitely need to upgrade Quinn as a, backup center. And then fights, there was one all year that went to Tyler Myers. And then goaltenders, let's see. So Mrazek played 52 games. Grubauer played 36. Grubauer had the higher save percentage, but Mrazek played more games and had a 905. And Grubauer with the 909. Goals against average, 276 for Grubauer, 297 for Mrazek. So, and then Mrazek had an assist as well, but obviously goaltending is still kind of an issue for this team. Defense in general, still a lot of improvement to be made with this team, obviously. So, but I think that lies within the draft and then getting more prospects as the years go on. And obviously I don't expect that to take too much longer. We're already getting into year 4 here after this year, but you know, it's still going to be a process for sure with this team, given that we started from pretty much nothing in year 1. So goals for per game, let's see where we stand with that. We're 7th in the division, 2.62, and Minnesota was in last with 2.54, so we should have probably scored more goals. Goals against per game, yep, not looking good, 2.96. Defense, goal scoring, everything needs to improve, I will admit. But again, I wasn't trading anything in the state that the team was in before the trade deadline. And then power play percentage, 17.9, that needs to improve. And penalty kill percentage, 76 flat. Everything needs to improve, obviously. But you guys need to let me know, what moves should we make at the draft, if any? And actually, we'll get up to the draft right now, just so that we know where we're picking, so that we can, you know, determine what needs to be done. And hopefully we get lucky with the draft lottery. Not holding my breath, though, since we did, you know, get higher than I would imagine the bottom 5 in the league. So we'll just see what happens. If we do get a top 3 pick somehow, that would be amazing. But I don't foresee it. So AHL playoff round complete. So Berlin is actually in the playoffs, the second round of the playoffs now, so that's good. May as well follow them a little bit here. Josh Archibald has been injured with a concussion until May 21st. That's unfortunate. We'll actually go into the lines here, just to make sure all of our rookies are playing. Backstrom, Staples, Voloshenko, Bach. Who else was playing? Dersh definitely was not. Bollerice and Poggi, right. We need to get these guys in here. Weber, get down there, and we will put Poggi in next to you. And I feel like there was one more forward who's not playing. Norena, yeah. Make sure he's playing. And then we will fill in the top line here with somebody else. I guess that'll be Morozov. Get in there. And extras, we are missing the 3-on-3. Let's see, Brodzinski, Grayovac, Walker, Bolesky, Klepis. We will get Bach in there. There you go. And that should be good for that. Well, let's keep following the AHL team. That's going to be a win right there. That's going to be another win, and I believe they are off to the 3rd round. Yes, they are. We'll may as well go to the AHL here, just so that we can actually see the scores. So, round number 3 against the Hershey Bears. Let's go, Berlin. Oh, I forgot there's 2 teams now in the AHL named the Bears. I completely forgot about the Hershey Bears when I created the Berlin Bears. Oh, well, whatever. Can't do much about that now. But, oh well. Battle of the Bears, I suppose. Makes for a good playoff series name. John Brodzinski, we'll just replace him. So it appears the Hershey Bears are slightly better than the Berlin Bears at the moment, as we are down 3-2 in this series. Hopefully we can come back, send it to 7. There you go, we're sending it to game 7. And since this is the only playoffs that we'll see this year, we may as well go into it and see what happens in the quick sim. First period, goal by Morozov. There you go. Second period, goal by DeSalvatore on the Hershey Bears. And third period, come on, Berlin. There you go. Goal by Klepis on McElhenney. And we're going off to the Calder Cup Finals. That's what I like to see. All right, let's see what we're facing. And it will be I believe that is Milwaukee. Yes, the Milwaukee Admirals. So let's, again, go into the quick sim here, see what happens. First period, nothing doing. Second period, goal by Grayovac and goal by Nosek. Third period, oh my. Yeah, that's going to be a solid loss for your Berlin Bears against the Milwaukee Admirals in game number 1. Hopefully we can come back in game number 2 here. And Archibald is back. So we will definitely get him in there. He is a key player for the AHL team, 75 overall. Get in there. And let's hope he has an impact on game number 2 here against Milwaukee. First period, goal by Sturberny. Second period, goal by Ben, and we're tied at 2-2. Third period, that is a win for the Milwaukee Admirals on a goal by Patrick Eves. So we are down 2-0 now in the Calder Cup Finals. Not good. Charlie Lindgren, injured, replaced player. Lindgren seems to get injured a lot. That's like, I think, the 5th time I've seen his name on the injury thing. Game number 3 at home. Down 2-0. If we lose this one, it's really not looking good. First period, there you go. Goal by Staples on McCollum. Second period, goal by Walker. All right, third period. And we are going to an overtime. Unfortunate. Third overtime, and we are going to get down 3-0 in the Calder Cup Finals. We have the lead, boys. You had the lead. You could have had this series, well, not the series, but you could have got back into it, and now you're down 3-0. That's just unfortunate, but this is a learning experience for our young guys. So, oh my, this is really a learning experience for our young guys. 5 goals against in the first period by Milwaukee. Yikes. Second period, yeah, not looking good. Yep, there you go. We got swept by the Milwaukee Admirals in the Calder Cup Finals, but oh well. Good learning experience, as I said, for our younger guys. Let's get to the draft lottery and see who won the Stanley Cup as well. I believe that's coming up right now. And it will be the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Milwaukee Admirals for both Cup champions. There we go. And now, where are we picking? We are... Jeez. Of course. We are picking 15th. Nice. Well, that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping, not going to lie, kind of hoping for a top 3 pick there, but got shafted. Even though I didn't say that I was hoping for a top 3 pick until after the lottery happened, it's still just doing the thing on me. So, you know, I can't really, I don't know what I was expecting, basically, but whatever. Zamnov is a low franchise, but that is the 2-bar franchise. Not sure exactly what that is. Might be a low elite. Toulouse, all these guys go in the top 5. And then you got Ozins, medium elite. This guy's actually pretty good. Got that B for shooting, C for puck skills, C for senses, D- for skating, unfortunately, but B- for physicality, and then C for defense. Strengths are strength, offensive instincts, and defensive zone play. Weaknesses are skating, mobility, and foot speed. He's a defenseman, so I guess that doesn't matter too much for him. But would like to see a faster defenseman than him, but we will pin him since he's got the medium elite. Kozanov, grinder, C-, 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 D-, C-, C-. Got some work to do. Character, work ethic, shot blocking are his strengths. Skating, face-offs, and agility are his weaknesses. Once again, another weak skater. So we got Afinaganov here. 3-bar medium elite, so not exact. No strengths. And nothing exact on the weaknesses either besides the stick usage. So, don't know what to think about that. Those are the medium elites. Here's a gem, so we'll pin him regardless of what his potential is. Then all these low elites here. We'll get into those in the draft. Delmas, a gem, low elite. Pinning any gems. No, did not mean to pin him. Bogosian. Swanson. Welsh. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Swanson and Welsh are going top 10. Not getting them. Spezza, Hickman, Severson, Crombeen, Turco, Ashton. All realistic options. And then a gem in Henridius. And then we got some medium top 4 defensemen here. James, and then Baldwin, and then O'Reilly, Kondratek, Payette. We got a low top 6 here in Moss. And then also DeRozier. There you go. The DeRozier. That sounds right. It's probably not, but it sounds right to me. Oh man. French names. Me and French names. We do not get along. Bolt, Eaton, low top fours. Got some medium starters here. And Climby, Lowry, Jackman, Stumple. And then apparently a high top 9 here, but he's a bust, so I'm kind of going to avoid him. And that'll be it. So that'll be it for checking the draft class. Yeah, here's all the retirements. Thornton, Gaborik, Keefe, Hemsky, Jokinen, Stempniak, Cronwall, Nielsen, Giordano. Then goaltenders, we have Niemi, Budai, and Thiessen, who barely played any NHL games. So with that, we'll end things off here. And the next one, we will get into the NHL entry draft. See you guys then.